In 3, 2, 1.
John, are we live?
We are live.
Hey, everybody, it's Mo back again. I'm not in Virginia anymore for our number 12 episode of WheelHouse. Last week, we were trying desperately to get the Skype to work for you guys, and I was going to Skype you guys from Virginia. I was racing at VIR, and John and Ryan were going to be in studio, but we had some technical difficulties. So you guys
Was it our fault this time?
No, it was not John's fault. It's usually not your fault. This was kind of building type difficulties, but you guys got handsome Ryan Cotter filling in for me. So you got a little bit of two shows last week. But this week, we got a kick butt show. I cannot wait to chat to these two guests. We've kind of been sitting here for the last half hour, 40 minutes, talking to them just about life and what they do in general. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to have a lot of fun topics. Undertone of golf today.
A lot of golf.
Both of them do different things in the golf industry. But before that, John, you always have cool shout-outs and cool events. I have nothing cool to ever talk about. So take away the mic and give them your cool shout-out / event.
All right. Well, first off, welcome back, Mo. We missed you. It was crazy around here without you. You settled the storm, the ship for us, so glad you're back.
Well, that's the nicest thing anybody's said to me all week.
You owe me $20.
Yeah.
So shout-outs. I would like to give shout-outs to a couple of the guests that we've had on in the past. Carrie Lee has been working with me over the last month or so. She's very big into our community. And behind you on our shows starting in July, hopefully if all goes well, we're going to be able to show off different pieces of art from local artists. It's just another way to bring in the entrepreneurial spirit, showcase people's talents. And she's been working a lot with me to try and, there's a word for it, I can't think of it, but more or less get artists who want to have their artwork shown off. Great people, very talented. So thank you, Carrie, for your work. And Trevor, who owns the Chicago Helicopter Experience, he introduced me to 3 different entrepreneurs that are awesome. I was down in Joliet at the Audubon. What is it? The Audubon Country Club.
Yeah, I was jealous. I was racing, and then I saw you at the Country Club.
I know, you were racing, and I was around a whole lot of speed.
On?
But he introduced me to Adam, a gentleman named Adam, who is going to be a guest hopefully in September. And we've got a couple other people we'll announce later on. But Trevor really went out of his way for us as well. He liked being here. He likes the show, and he wanted to make sure that other people were a part of it with good entrepreneurial spirit. So shout out to both of them. And
I can't wait to have Trevor come pick me up in a helicopter at my house.
Yeah, we're going to suck up to Trevor a little bit.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that. My buddies, when that show ended, started texting me. They're like, can this thing really happen? Can we really have Trevor land a helicopter at your house and pick you up and take you downtown? I was like, I think we can.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to.
I think we got a guy.
I'm excited about the art because I'm always jealous for the guests who are on the show. John's always got cool stuff behind him, and I don't ever have cool stuff behind me.
I'm working on it, baby. I'm working on it.
So now we got art coming behind me. But let's get to our guests. Shari Duffy of Dixon Golf and Ladies Night Chicago?
Ladies Night Chicago,
Ladies Night Chicago.
Yes.
Ladies Night Chicago.
Thank you for being on.
Sure.
Tell us about both of those because they're both similar but very different sorts of businesses.
Yes, they are. Well, I'm very excited. This is my second year as a territory manager for Dixon Golf, and we sponsor and support any type of fundraising or charity golf outing. We come out with prizes, gifts, our eco-friendly, recyclable, tournament-level golf balls, and just have a lot of fun. So it's at no cost to the fundraising group or committee, and we come out, share what we have with their golfers, and help raise additional money for them. So it's a lot of fun.
Very, very cool. And how about Ladies Night Chicago? Because that sounds like that's probably a lot of fun.
It is. Ladies Night Chicago, about 8 years ago, I was a stay-at-home mom trying to figure out what to do, what I could do at my own pace, my own schedule, when I felt like it, and I decided to throw parties for myself and became an event planner. And they've actually gone really well. I normally get 200 to 300 people out monthly during the week, not the weekends. That's family time. And it started as something I wanted to celebrate women, have them drink, eat, shop, and the men got smart. They came sniffing around. I actually had an oyster event a couple months ago at Fallstrom's Fish Market in Lakeview, and it was more men than women at the event. So If they're smart, they will come find the ladies. Definitely, it's a mix of everything. I can't say that I would ever do a dating or singles event, but it's a mix of everything. 30 to 60, some single, some married, everything you could imagine. Very diverse crowd. So.
Shocking that a bunch of dudes showed up to a ladies' night.
I know. Who would have thunk it?
Who would imagine that?
Who would imagine?
Come on.
They were smart. They brought their
wallets. All the
wallets.
guys listening are probably like, okay, we're Googling now ladies' night Chicago.
Yeah, it's on Facebook. No need for a website, so they can just find it on Facebook.
Awesome. And you and I spoke off air a little bit about event planning and using social media and stuff, and you had a lot of great advice about how to utilize things like LinkedIn, like Facebook, and you just said it. You don't really need a website. You're using Facebook a lot of times to get the message out. Tell us about that a little bit.
Well, back in the wild, wild west days of the beginning of Facebook, you at first could have 10,000 friends, and now they've capped the database structure to have up to 5,000 friends. You can also have your own page where you can develop fans that like you. 4 years ago, you could invite all 5,000 friends in one click to an event. So it was
easy,
free marketing, easy invitations. Life was really easy for me. This last, I would say, year and a half, Zuckerberg's team's gotten pretty smart. They cap it at 500 people that you can invite. So the trick to anyone throwing an event or hosting a gathering, if they want a large crowd, would be then to entice maybe 20 or 30 friends to do the same. You've got 30 people inviting 500 contacts, ideally from Chicago, to an event. What did I say, 20 or 30? So 30 times 500, you've got 15,000 people invited. Boom, you've got a great event. So in that case of using Facebook, you need kind of not crowdfunding, but like crowd pooling of contacts, resources before you could repeat an event. Now they've made it once the event happens, it disappears. You have to start all over again. If you change the event a minute before your event ends, you can parlay it into another event and save all the people that were invited to the event. But you have to do it 1 minute before your event time ends. And you can only do that 3 times.
Okay, that's interesting because we have a lot of realtors that listen because I own a real estate company. And a lot of them do first-time homebuyer events.
Right.
And I think they reinvent the wheel every time.
Correct.
But what a great tip. So just 1 minute before the end.
Or a half hour. I mean, you don't want to change it too soon because then people say, well, was the event canceled?
Right.
Why did you change the date? Why is it next month? So you have to do it where it's right before the event ends. You can flip it to the next event and save all of those people that have been invited. Now, if it's an event, it is. But if it's an event that is off category where you have a men's group, 1 month, and then you do a women's group the next month, if you flip it, then all the men will say to you, why am I invited to this women's event? Who invited me? Why did I say I was coming? So as long as the events are congruent, it makes sense to keep jumping. If you have
the guys won't complain about the going to the women's
no,
event.
they never. They don't really. If there's an open bar, that men don't really complain about much at this point. And you add food, and I think they're all in. Yeah.
Well, how do you pick event spaces? I guess it depends on what type of event you're picking. But obviously, if you're throwing a lot of events in Chicago, you have to get to know a lot of different event spaces and venues.
Yes. Yeah. Well, maybe it's women in general. I cannot stand to overpay for parking. It actually makes me cringe. Like at Marina City when they're like valet is $28, or I think it's even higher now. Sometimes when the ticket price of an event is less than the parking, you can have people say, wow, it seemed like a great idea until I had to put my car somewhere. Right. So I love looking for places that are easily accessible. Parking's not too crazy extreme, and they actually can handle cars. I mean, there are a lot of venues in Chicago. You say, do you have valet? Oh, of course. Oh, we have valet for 70 cars, not 300 cars. Right. So one tip, if you're ever doing anything in Lincoln Park, the zoo owns their own parking lot. In the evening, since the zoo closes, you can negotiate parking. I did a huge event at Peggy Nodebart Nature Museum. The zoo gave me $7 parking. Normally it's $35 after 3 hours. So sometimes I know they have Spot Hero now and some other, a lot of people take Uber or Lyft at this point, which I encourage because I want people to drink and have fun. Yeah. But I like working with venues that need exposure, want a brand new crowd in. Love doing things during the week, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. which is when they need the most help. So sometimes they just reach out to me, as in the case of tomorrow night. Not to plug my own event, but I will.
Plug away. We're happy to plug it. Plug.
So the Belden Stratford Hotel is now an apartment building in Lincoln Park. You may be familiar with Mon Ami Gabi, their famous French restaurant. They just opened a new restaurant across the kind of foyer or lobby called the Stratford on the Park. So we are going to do an event tomorrow, 6:30 to 8:30, at the venue with over 26 liquor brands, and then Let Us Entertain You's doing the food. So it should be fun.
Very cool.
Very inexpensive tickets, only $15. So yeah.
So tomorrow, 6:30 to 8:30.
Yes, they can drink as much as they want and enjoy some different food from a new venue.
What we will do is, if after the show, if you give me some information, I'll also put it in the comment section.
Of course I will. Yes.
So, and for those of tons of people are starting to watch. If you're watching, go ahead and ask any questions you want me to ask our guests, and I will ask away. Another question I have, outside of your own events, any events you love attending every single year in Chicago? Anything that's kind of like, hey, I definitely don't want to miss that?
Well, I think, both. I'm an animal lover. I think Paws and Anti-Cruelty put on some great events. For supporting their causes, they have a beach party coming up. Paws does. I really love all of the children's charity events, whether it be pediatric cancer or some of the topics that at times are upsetting. I think any group in Chicago that's helping children or just anything involving, just everyone's health and well-being. And then, of course, the animal events are important since we have just so many animals in Chicago that need homes. I also love, there's a dear friend of mine, Marco Foster. He helps a charity called One Hope United. It's for extremely abused children. They have a center. And he does a white party every year, and it's going to be fabulous. It's the last Friday in July. Great party. Huge crowd. I love when everyone's in all white. I just love the theme, and it's very consistent. So every year he has a huge white party for One Hope United. Sometimes he also helps the Brain Injury Association, normally in the winter. So he's a great Marco Foster. You can find him on Facebook. Great events.
Awesome.
Do you know when that is, when the white party is?
It's the last Friday in July, which I believe is the 27th. And it is going to be at this is how old I am. What is the nightclub next to VIPs, which is now next to Whole Foods? It used to be, was that not Excalibur?
Excalibur.
No. It was.
I know what it is.
Because then it turned into Christine's.
Crowbar.
So it's in the venue space of Crowbar, and I have to think of the name of what it is now, but that's where
Prism.
Prism. So the party will be at Prism, and I'll be there in a big, beautiful VIP table with bottle service supporting the event.
So I'm going to plug an event because it's also a white party. So if you get your white outfit for this event,
which
you can
be
have
hard,
it too. Which might be hard.
Yeah.
July 19th, the Chicago Association of Realtors YPN board, which I'm a president of, has their white party at Fremont in Chicago. So I've been searching for a good white outfit, and
you
once
should
I
go to
acquire
Akira
for guys,
yes,
really,
yeah.
Interesting.
Akira's got a lot of white suits,
I'm built like
jackets.
a T-Rex, though. So
I know. I mean, you're busting out of the shirt right now.
But I got like these T-Rex arms, so nothing ever really fits me.
Nice.
So I was going to go to Suit Supply and see if I can find something to work.
Or just to have fun at like the crazy Goodwills and do something,
crazy looking.
All the thrift shops.
John, we got to go get some white outfits.
Yeah.
We do. I have long arms.
You do. You got long arms.
I'm going to put myself on so people can see that I actually have regular size arms.
Yeah, twice the length of mine. We'll cut my sleeves and add them to yours. We'll be good to go. Very, very cool. I'm down for it. So last Friday of July?
Last Friday of July.
Okay. Any days of the week, we were actually discussing this last week, and this is a random question that just popped in my head because you probably are the expert on it. Any days during the week, let's say for like a first-time homebuyer seminar, that makes more sense than other days? Is there any day that you think is a Thursday? Because it's
No. Thursday is a dangerous day. A lot of promoters and event planners love Thursday because they get to avoid the weekends. Many people not only enjoy their family but have to see relatives. So weekends at times can be just a little bit stressful in downtown as far as getting people in the city. Thursdays are great night for a lot of charities to have fundraisers or events. My favorite night is, I think, it's a toss-up, Tuesday or Wednesday, because you rule out the weekend of, oh my God, I have to go to the burbs to see my mom. You rule out some of the family kid activities if they have children. So yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday is a great night because that's the least crowded on the calendar for events. Monday is a traditional industry night. So if you're in the bar or restaurant industry, you're going to go out and whoop it up on a Monday. So
this might be hungover on Tuesday.
Yes, for work.
Okay. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to change my first-time homebuyer event out of Thursday, and that's probably why nobody is RSVPing to it. RSVP to it. It's now July 18th because nobody RSVP to this Thursdays.
No.
So, damn it.
Poor thing.
I'm going to have to get some tips from you.
We'll work on it.
Very cool. We talked a little bit off air, too, and we do have this kind of entrepreneur / if you're getting into a workforce undertone to the show and advice. Any advice for somebody trying to get into the workforce? Doesn't necessarily have to be in business. You had some good advice about social media and things to do, not to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think a lot of people forget that the only thing you can really be in life is nice and on time.
Yeah.
So tardiness, a negative attitude, even a negative look, with the scowl. If you have a really deep furrow or a permanent scowl, maybe consider some Botox.
You have a resting bitch face, get rid of it.
Just get rid of that. I love people with a good smile. I think teeth are important. Always, even if you're in the worst mood ever, never let them see you sweat, but just seem like you're, be present in the present. I think and just be very positive. People love positivity. I think there is a problem right now with the millennials and a little bit of entitlement and how much money they think they should make versus what's out there. So be willing to take the awful job, be willing to work for peanuts. You don't know where that will end up. So be open to jobs that you think might be below your skill level if they seem like a good fit for your personality and what you're potentially good at. But don't give yourself any limitations. So sometimes you'll fall into something that you would have never considered. So, yeah.
Awesome. Appreciate that. And then Dixon Golf. Do you guys have any events coming up anytime soon?
We have
tons of events.
We have tons of events. We do over 12,000 golf tournaments across the country in every state.
Whoa.
We're finally in Hawaii, even though it's very expensive to ship our golf balls to Hawaii. We finally have representation there. But you name it, any large golf tournament, most likely in Greater Chicago, we're going to be there. You're going to see us there. Last year, our focus was education. I just did for my alma mater, St. Viator High School in Arlington Heights. We were at their big $1 Million Classic. A lot of things we've done with the Archdiocese, with the Cubs, the Sox, the Bears. There's some great tournaments out there supporting sports programs, which we're a fan of. Obviously, golf is a sport, but we're open to sponsoring anything that has a fundraising element to it. So
awesome.
Yeah.
I got a buddy of mine, Richie, who's also an agent in our office. He's a firefighter. They have an event on Friday in Bensonville. So, Richie, next time you guys throw a charity golf
Absolutely.
outing, I'm going to link you guys up. I'm going to link all three of you.
We've got the firemen of Byron, Illinois. We've got the firemen of Evanston. So, we'll take all of the firemen, all the cops. Perfect.
They are a riot, by the way. The Melrose Park firefighting team is a riot.
Nice.
I'm bummed I can't make this Fridays, but they have a fun event.
We just did the Asian American fundraising event for the police force, so that was a lot of fun as well. Huge tournament.
We got a question for you. Any Dixon golf events planned in Arizona?
Of course. That's where we're based, out of Tempe, Arizona.
Okay.
So yes. It's not necessarily that you can go to our website and find events. It's mostly that we help charities and foundations at their events. So there are, if you can believe it, in 5 short months in Chicago, 9,500 fundraising golf events that we know of.
In Chicago alone?
In Greater Chicago. I'm able to help about 300 with my team of staff, employees, I would say team members. So there are 9,500 tournaments in the season. Chicago is number 1 in the country, one of the top areas or cities to take advantage of fundraising with golf. So you would think it'd be California, Florida, Texas.
Because our weather sucks.
Yeah, our weather sucks. So we cram it all into 5 months. So my job is seasonal in a good way because I work extremely hard over the spring, summer. It's slightly into fall, I would say, after November 1st. No one's golfing, but then I have all of winter to book new events. So
that's
it's
awesome.
Good. Yeah.
I feel like Chicago, when it gets nice, is such an active city because we're kind of dormant and not doing stuff in the winter. And then all of a sudden we're like, we got this great weather. Let's enjoy all of it. So everything gets really fun and exciting.
Yes, and you can see tournaments from $120 a player all the way to, I had one recently, it's $5,000 a player to play in the tournament. So there is more money raised, I believe, in Chicago through golf than most other cities in the U.S. It's amazing.
Are you going to get to go to Hawaii?
I want to go to Hawaii. I'm going to make enough money to go to Hawaii.
Have you been before?
No.
I've never been either.
I've never been.
Everybody I talk to has been to Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii.
I would live in Cozumel, but I do want to go to Hawaii. So.
I saw that on John and I send out some
They were
questions.
Facebook stalking. Stalking.
You do Mexico quite often, right?
I love Mexico. Yes.
What's your favorite part of Mexico? Because I love Mexico too.
I think Cozumel, Playa del Carmen.
Yep.
Cancun's okay. It's more of the traditional place to go, but spent time in Mexico City. Puerto Vallarta is beautiful. Cuernavaca is a great city. Outside of Mexico City, it's the city of flowers. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's one of those places you're like, this looks like paradise. I think I'm here. Guadalajara, very exciting town. You can take a 7-hour bus through the jungle from Puerto Vallarta to, maybe it's 5.5, to Guadalajara for the day. So
that's a hike.
It's fun.
But I love Playa, so I'll go to Playa in Cancun. I've probably been 11, 12 times.
That's good.
Because it's a 3-hour flight and it's the same time zone. So it's a quick flight. It's the same time zone. Beaches are perfect.
They are.
I went this year. I know everybody is saying it's a little bit unsafe. I didn't feel unsafe at all.
No. Well, you're not a young woman that could be sold into potentially sexual slavery. Just kidding. But no. I don't know that you're going to
drugs.
I don't know you're going to be stolen in Mexico. But I think you'd be more safe than maybe a 20-year younger version of me. But yes, I think it's very safe. Definitely.
Yeah. My sister had just gone down there too. The week after they had the guy in the jet ski was shooting people on the beach, or he was. I guess in Mexico, if you're pushing like the cart on the beach, you have to get the okay from the drug cartel to do that.
Nice.
And you have to pay some money to the cartel to be able to do that. At least this is what the article I read said. I could be totally off base here. And apparently that guy had not, so they were targeting shooting him, the drug cartel, and then we're obviously shooting at other people too.
Well, it is a wonderful country. It is still. Is it considered a third world country still?
I don't think really. Not those areas aren't. But I started watching El Chapo and I watched Narcos and all that, and started getting really kind of
pretty
interested
sensationalized. But maybe there's a lot of truth to it. I don't know.
But I got like very into reading about the drug trade, and it was crazy when they got rid of El Chapo. Like there was like a big turf war for different drug turfs. So I guess that's happening.
But I
didn't
go for the like Tecate in the can and time on the beach. So,
that's typically me too. Just sit next to the pool, drink as much as I can, stay out of trouble, and I should be fine. Well, I'm going to bring on our second guest, and then we're going to have some roundtable discussions. I'm really excited to have this guy on. He's been in studio for about an hour, and we started chatting about a million different things, from golf to cars to arm wrestling. I'm not going to arm wrestle this guy. He would kill me. Aaron Ojard, who's the CEO of Pantemonium. He's retired U.S. Navy officer. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, I really appreciate you having me on, Mo.
We appreciate having you. So tell me, let's talk about the Navy real quick, and then we'll jump into Pantemonium. When did you start in the Navy? And by the way, thank you very, very much for your service. John and I both big fans of the armed forces. It's incredible. We are able to live the life we live, be the way we are with our freedom because of you guys. So thank you. So give us some background on that, and then we'll jump into Pantemonium.
On behalf of myself and all my brothers and sisters who have served, thank you for your support. We do appreciate it. Yeah. So I enlisted in the Navy in 95, went to boot camp right up the road here in Great Mistakes, Illinois, and also known as Great Lakes.
Great Lakes, yep.
And after that, went through a bunch of schooling and served for 12 years as a mechanic. And then my last 8 years, I took a commission as a critical care nurse. And so I worked around the D.C. area. And I deployed to Kandahar, Afghanistan in 2009. Came back from Kandahar after completing a deployment with herniated discs in my neck from a near-miss rocket attack. And so 3 surgeries later on my neck. And retired in 2015, and it was a fun career. I kept on saying the only reason I'm staying is because I don't want to grow up.
Yeah,
I don't want to get a real job, and it was a lot of fun. And but they say it's time to retire when you stop having fun.
Yeah.
And towards the end there, it stopped being fun, and I knew it was time for me to move on to some other pastures. And I got out and had no intentions of really, I had no intentions of, getting into corporate world or going into nursing and continuing on that path. So I was a golf bum for a year, and that was awesome, being able to play golf whenever I wanted. And during that time, I started a nonprofit organization with a friend of mine called the Veteran Golfers Association. We started that in 2014, and in 4 years we went from 350 members across the U.S. to this year we have almost 3,500 members.
Wow.
Over 250 tournaments, stroke play competitive golf for veterans and their family members. And national championship this year is going to be hosted at the Olympic Club in San Francisco, California.
Very cool.
That's going to be November 5th through the 8th. So, it's a bunch of great people who have served and who have had family that served, getting together, golfing, and enjoying a game that I can credit with really saving my life.
That's awesome. So the move from being in the Navy to Pantemonium was in large part because you took up a passion for golf, right?
Correct. I met the founder of Pantemonium and struck up a conversation and said we need to do a custom design for the veteran golfers, and did it as a fundraiser event a year ago. He saw what I was able to accomplish in a short time, and I had quite a few contacts in the nonprofit industry or organizations, and so I helped out getting some more fundraising efforts across the U.S. And in January 5th, he stepped down as CEO and put me in the seat. And so it's been a pretty wild ride over the last year. I knew nothing about pants and
other
that
than
industry.
You just wear them sometimes.
I know what I like to wear. I know what's comfortable, and I know what material I like to have on, and we matched on many aspects, so really taking the company from small focused custom designs, which is our specialty. That's our bread and butter, is 12-piece minimum orders for companies that want to create a walking billboard instead of a plain polo shirt. It really draws the attention when you're at events, corporate gigs, and the big conventions in Vegas and Orlando for the PGA show. When you're able to wear it on your pants, it really draws the attention.
100%. I mean, you walked in here, and the first thing I noticed, John, they obviously can't see his pants. The first thing, he's flexible
wow,
too.
I like those. Perfect for Mexico.
I know, Modelo. And first thing I noticed were the pants and your amazing service dog, which they cannot see on the camera. But you have some samples, right?
I do.
These things are freaking awesome.
So this is a design we did this year for the Veteran Golfers Association.
Nice.
And one of our hashtags that we like to do is hashtag feel my pants. So feel that material.
Oh, wow.
All right. It's a 100% micro poly. It doesn't shrink. It doesn't fade. You throw it in your washing machine. You throw it in a dryer and wash and wear. Very durable, very sturdy.
No wrinkles?
No wrinkles.
Nice.
I mean, how do you like that? You don't even have to press your pants.
If you want to give women more reason to look at your pants, you've done it. So, there you go. We'll just look at your pants.
Can you hold them up for one quick second to your camera?
You want me to hold them up?
Show them up just a little bit more. Very nice.
So that's one we did for the veteran golfers. And this is one we did for at the Masters. This is
John, I can hold them all up.
Magnolia design. You see this magnolia flower is actually a photograph of a flower that our designer hand cut pixel by pixel and designed and put into this pattern. So our capabilities of what we are able to do.
The logo quality and like the photo quality of these are amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
a lot
color.
of times, and the color, a lot of times, obviously people watching can't feel it, but a lot of times when you have, and John, I don't know if I'm on screen or not, but a lot of times when you have images put on pants, they just don't look this clean. The color is perfect,
They really are.
and it feels really good,
So
and it doesn't wrinkle.
we do sublimated printing, and we do it piece by piece. Instead of printing out a 3,000 yard roll of fabric and then cutting, we're printing 60-inch by 50-inch pieces of fabric, laser cutting each individual piece out, and that's why we're able to do such small numbers.
Okay.
For our minimum order quantity of 12.
Which is really good. That's
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, most you need more, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you throw a lot of parties, so
Well,
usually it's
we have clothing as well. We do polo shirt with Dixon, but yeah, no,
minimum order is probably pretty big.
we have just a standard shirt with the logo, but for our employees. But with this, to customize it to that level is pretty wild.
And I feel like golf pants in general need to be cool. I mean, I like in golf culture, like having great pants goes such a long way, and these things
Well,
are really cool.
We do some pretty crazy designs. We also do some pretty reserved designs as well, because not everybody wants
Right.
to.
Stick
Not
out.
everybody wants to be the walking billboard.
Yeah.
We do the regular colors of the rainbow as well.
Yeah.
A standard khaki. But what's special about our pants is it's not a cotton-based product. So, in Chicago, I grew up in northern Minnesota. You get the humidity when it's
Yeah.
hot out. I
Hence
play golf.
my hairstyle. Yes, it's very humid. It's a little fluffy.
Play golf down in Orlando quite a bit. You can't wear anything cotton-based out there. By the end of the day, it's stuck to you. You take it off and you can stand it up in the corner because of all the sweat.
Yeah.
It's salted and it's just awful to wear. So this is the micropoly that material we use. In the hot weather like that in Orlando in June and July, I can wear those pants and I'm cooler than if I'm wearing shorts.
That's awesome.
They breathe, and it's not a golf pant per se. It's a lifestyle pant.
Okay.
We have a good friend of ours who runs a lot of cornhole tournaments and spends a lot of time in the water. He wears them in his swimming pool. Now, if you're thinking about wearing clothes in a swimming pool, it's going to dye, it's going to fade.
Right.
He comes out of the pool, he's dry in less than 5 minutes, and it's not affected by that chlorine in the water at all.
John, come here. We're going to put these pants on you, and I'm going to soak you with the water bottles we have. We're going to test this out.
So it's a wet pant contest.
Yeah, it's a wet pant
That's
contest,
right.
and John
Nice.
is the
Not that
only
kind of show.
person.
It's not that kind of show.
It's not that kind of show.
You guys also, I have a lot of people listening who they're PCA folks. So you guys, we were just talking about I was racing. You guys had a Porsche Club of America pant.
We just did Porsche Club of America back in January, February for their leadership at their national headquarters in Maryland. And then just recently they released that as well to all of the members. We did 2 different designs in a variety of cuts to include the pants and shorts, women's cuts, which we do a skirt and a 5-inch inseam, 3-inch inseam short for women. And we also do lounge pants.
Very cool.
So we do fully sublimated lounge pants as well. So when you're sitting in the wintertime in front of the fire, you want to wear something comfortable, hey, why not promote PCA in the living room?
We're going to get a wheelhouse version made, and John wants the short shorts.
Yes, 3-inch.
Oh,
3-inch
inseam.
Short
inseam.
shorts.
Yeah.
Tight.
Short shorts.
Tight.
I think that he could pull them off.
Yeah.
He might be
Well,
able to.
I want to wear them when it's like February. So I've got those really white Irish legs. And those
Yeah.
really,
Well, yeah,
really
I was going to
short
say
shorts.
we're going to get rid of that horrible golfer leg tan
Tan,
if they
yeah.
wear the pants, because sometimes you take your socks off and your feet are as white as your socks after a season of golf.
And you can tell these breathe really well. I mean, people obviously at home can't feel it, but this is really good stuff.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
They look like they pack well in a suitcase also.
I just got back from a week in Ireland, and I brought 6 pair of pants. I rolled them up in my suitcase. I pulled them out, and one of the other guys on the trip, he
was pissed.
well, he wears a.
He was like,
I'll
wait a
say
minute.
he wears a competitor's brand,
Uh-huh.
and he's calling the front desk. Do you have irons? My pants look terrible,
Yeah.
and I'm giggling because I can throw these in a bunch them in a pile in my suitcase, and I pull them out, snap them twice, put them on, and it looks like they just came from the cleaners.
Did you golf in Ireland?
I played 6 days while I was over there. Yes,
Very cool.
Yeah.
I hear they have some fun courses.
it ruins golf in America for you once you've played there.
The scenery or the golf courses themselves? Or
Both.
both. Yeah,
Both. Now, don't get me wrong. I love golf, and I don't care where I'm playing. I've played all over the world. I've played in Doha, Qatar, I've hit golf balls in Kandahar, Afghanistan. I've played in all across the U.S., Ireland, and I've played at some of the nicest courses that we have available. I've yet to play Augusta, but if there's any members at Augusta out there that are listening, reach out, please. But I've played Congressional Country Club quite a few times. It's 25 miles from my home, Marion Golf Club. The quality of upkeep of the course is totally different in Ireland. It's more raw.
Okay.
But the scenery and the views, the dunes,
gorgeous.
and being right on the water in the links courses, and then playing in the weather that you get over there, the wind. This trip we took 22 veterans over for a inaugural Clover Cup competition. We had 6 days of we got sprinkled on one day for about a hole and a half, and that was it. And one day where the winds were about 30 miles an hour, and the rest was really nice and calm. The first time I went to Ireland, it was pouring rain, 48 degrees with 30 to 50 mile an hour winds. But you're there, so you're going to play.
Right.
Not a single piece of clothing was dry on me at the end of the round.
Was that same time period? Is this a good time to go to Ireland?
So any time to go to Ireland is a great time. You're going to deal with the same weather. It just depends on if they fire up those antenna up north of Alaska and control the weather properly.
Yeah.
To give us good weather. And fortunately, I got a friend of mine that I called and said, hey, give us good weather. And he said, okay, I'll see what I can do. I'm joking.
Done deal.
And but no, they haven't had a week of weather like that for eons.
That's awesome. Well, you brought the good luck.
Yeah, well.
When did you start golfing? Because it sounds like you obviously had a big passion for golf even when you got out of the Navy.
So the first time I ever swung a club was in 2003. And it was kind of a joke between me and my commanding officer before I became an officer. He said, I used to tease him because all he did was golf. And I'd say, why don't you get to work, you bum? And he'd say, hey, if you're going to be an officer, you got to learn how to golf. So I took him serious. And the first time you hit that purely struck golf shot, it's kind of like Tin Cup where he's teaching Rene Russo in the beginning. You can feel the tuning fork go off in your chest, and the harmonic is so perfect through your arms and hands, and he does his speech about the purely struck golf shot, and I was hooked.
Yeah. I
was absolutely hooked.
I think I have to hit a golf ball well, and then maybe I'll get hooked too. Because every time I hit a golf ball, if it's not mini golf, it's going the wrong way.
You can fix that.
Yeah, I got to fix it. I got to go play because in business in general, a lot of people are like, "Hey, we're going golfing," and I don't golf that much, and I feel like I'm left out because I don't golf. So I've been telling myself I'm going to go get a set of golf clubs and I'm going to start golfing soon. So I got to go.
Or you could volunteer to caddy for them. Then you could.
No, heck no. I'll drive the golf cart. I'm good at driving motorized things, but I don't want to. I got short legs too, just like my short arms.
Yeah, they take forever with you.
Yeah,
nice.
I got to work double time to get my legs moving.
Built like a honey badger.
Yeah, exactly.
Go get a lesson first.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get.
Before you buy anything, go directly to the lessons with a good instructor.
Yeah,
and that's the best way to start.
Yeah, that's what I got to do. So now you're the CEO of this company, which is awesome. And like you said, you weren't ever planning on getting into corporate America, but it's like you followed your passion, and you're a CEO in something you're very, very passionate about. I read a book, Extreme Ownership. Have you ever read that book?
I have not read that one.
You might like that because you were reading Jab, Jab, Left Hook, Gary Vaynerchuk's book.
Yep, Gary Vaynerchuk.
Extreme Ownership's written by this guy, Jocko, who was actually an ex-Navy SEAL.
Yep.
So Jocko wrote this book, and it's really awesome. And I listen to a lot of Jocko's stuff now, and he talks about how everything that he learned in the Navy has translated so well into businesses, and he coaches businesses. But I think in the moment he didn't realize it would translate really well. But I bet for you, too, a lot of your discipline and so many other things probably translate so well. Is there anything that you feel like from being an officer in the Navy has translated really well into running a business?
A few things. Personal discipline, holding myself accountable. One thing that we always talked in the Navy was never overpromise. As a nurse, I'm never going to overpromise a patient what I'm going to be able to do for them. But then my goal was to give them a lot more than what I promised them. And I take that over to business as well. I never want to overpromise a deadline to a customer and say, hey, you know what, if we got a 6-week turnaround, I'm going to get it to you in a month. I'm going to tell you, look, at right now, my projected ship date for your product is X. But behind the scenes, I'm busting my backside to get it there a week or two early because, hey, a happy customer. Yeah. Sometimes, bad things happen. We get some hiccups with production, but for the majority of our customers, it's on time or early, and we make things right for our customers. So.
I love that. You're going to love that book, Extreme Ownership. I think, and that's the big premise of it is, he takes personal ownership of everything that happens in his company and his corporation. And I feel like a lot of leaders leaders that fail point blame on other people and forget that, hey, I'm the leader. I have to take some ownership of it. I think you'll love that book. It's one of my favorites.
I look at that and I say, well, leader, that's a manager that's pointing fingers.
Right.
The leader is the guy that's on the end of the chain, pulling the chain along with his crew behind him. So
it's like that, almost like that photo you see where he's the one kind of pulling. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
I love it. When do you wake up? Is it early? We were just talking about this with somebody else who was on the show. We were talking about how do you start your morning. Do you still wake up really early?
Not so early. So early.
Good.
I'm usually up by about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
That's pretty early, 6:30.
But yeah, 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And then got my morning routine. Of course, the first thing I got to do is drink about a half gallon of coffee, and then I can start talking to people.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's not. I'm not quite the Jocko at 4:30 heading to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be up at 4:30 heading to a gym personally.
If you don't have to.
No, that's
I tried it once. It was dark, and I'm like, no, it started tripping. I'm like, it feels like night. This is it was just a really bad idea.
Are you a morning person?
I don't have a choice. I have 11, 12-year-old daughters. The one I think probably slept until noon today, which is throwing things off. But
right?
yeah, she's summer sleeping. I'm up by 7:30 no matter what. I have to get them to school so I can get going. So.
Yeah, 7:38 is. I'm a late person, so I'm up very, very late.
Yep.
So 7:38 for me is about kind of when my day gets started. I just moved out to the suburbs, so I won't schedule anything before 10 a.m. in the city if I can help it, because I definitely don't want to have to sit in traffic if I don't have to. Are you in the burbs or the city?
No, I just bought a house in Portage Park. I'm all excited.
That's right. I saw that.
I was in Old Town for a while, then up to Lakeview. My girls go to school at Hawthorne, which is a great school, like top 5 in the city. And I just bought a house in Portage Park, so we're checking that out. Kind of fun.
Cool.
Yeah, different.
Very, very cool. As soon as I moved to the suburbs, and we have off-screen guests in the studio who are up in Lake Zurich, and they probably know how I feel. Coming from the northern suburbs to the city can be just a total pain. So I've kind of shifted how my mornings work. But I'm a late-night workout person, too. Like, even workouts happen for me late at night.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, driving down here, we're leaving at noon. I don't want this traffic during the day. And I live 45 miles northwest of D.C. But
D.C.'s rough, too, the traffic.
So with working out, being background as a nurse for men, they say the best time for men to work out is actually before 10 a.m. because the natural testosterone levels are at its highest.
Okay.
So you get the biggest bang for your buck if you're working out.
Speaking of testosterone, that sounded fun. No, sorry, I'll be quiet. I'm like,
no, hey,
bang
listen,
for your buck. Like, wait, what? I woke up.
Round table.
What?
Round table, so you could chime in on the testosterone.
Things in the morning. Okay, got it.
It's always good before 10 a.m.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
Always good anytime.
Yes.
Very, very cool. How long are you going to be in Chicago?
So I'm in Chicago for the LPGA event. I got
Okay.
a few meetings that I'll be there and watching some of the golfers. And so I'll be in town until Saturday. And then I got to head back to Maryland. And
Do you guys have any events coming up in the Chicagoland area for the Veterans Golf Association?
we actually do. And I promised that I would look that up for you, and I failed miserably on that. But if you go to vgagolf.org,
Okay.
so Veteran Golfers Association, vgagolf.org,
Okay.
you can see the events that we have online. All of them are posted as to what's available. It's $40 for an annual membership, and each tournament to sign up for will cost you $10, and then you pay for your the tee time at the course, which we've negotiated reduced rates. I'll give you, for instance, So for the $40 for an annual membership and $10 to join a tournament, we had a tournament down in Virginia at Potomac Shores, which is a Jack Nicklaus signature course. It was cheaper to join the VGA and play in that tournament that day than it was to go and book a round at that course on the same day.
Wow.
So we negotiate some very reduced rates. We did host an event up at Whistling Straits this spring.
Okay.
So we got quite a few events in the Wisconsin and Chicagoland area, as well as Indiana and Ohio.
Very cool.
And a few in Michigan as well. So
We'll throw that in the comment section as well, and John might be. John's good at putting the graphics.
I'm working
up,
on
so
it.
He's working on it. It's going to come soon. Favorite place for you to play golf? Is it Ireland?
So my number one course that I've ever played is Carn in
Okay.
Ireland. It's
Okay.
on the northwest coast of Ireland. It's as close physically to America as you can get. There are dunes there that are over 200 feet tall. The entire course was built and it was designed by Eddie Hackett, famous Irish golf architect. And the entire course was built with shovels and rakes, not a single piece of power equipment.
Wow.
Every hole is naturally routed through the land that was given to him, and it is an unbelievable golf course. In the States, Bethpage Black ranks really high up there. It's a brutal test, not only physically walking the 8.5 miles,
You can't take a golf cart?
no golf carts.
I'm screwed.
Wow.
Yep.
That's far.
Sherry and I are
I'm
not.
like,
we might not
eight and
go
a
to
half.
that
I'm
one.
thinking maybe 5, 4. Yeah.
No, and it's like hiking Kilimanjaro. I think is probably a pretty good description.
Yeah,
of-
the Badger's not going to make it. We'd have to leave him behind on like hole
screwed.
11. We'd be like, we lost him.
Yeah, I'd play 9 holes there. Was that 4 miles, and then I'm out.
Problem is, it doesn't route back to the clubhouse.
Yeah,
I'm
so
screwed. I gotta
yeah.
do the
Just
whole
left
thing
out
anyway.
there.
You got to finish because it's the same walk back.
Where is that?
Up in New York, Long
Okay.
Island.
Okay.
Beautiful course. But Pinehurst number 2 is a special place. The history that's there for what the course is, the difficulty level. Visually, it's kind of an ugly look. It's not what you typically.
Nice.
It's not what you typically expect from a golf course. There's a lot. It's all waste bunkers down the sides of the fairway, so it's all brown with this tufts of grass. So visually, from my taste, I think it's a little bit of an ugly golf course, but playing it is it's near religious experience. It's moving to walk where Payne Stewart's one of my favorite golfers of all
That was going to be
time.
my next question to you. Who's
And,
your favorite golfer?
And for his last U.S. Open victory to take place there, whenever I can walk on those hallowed grounds, it's always special.
How about you? Favorite golfer?
Favorite golf course or favorite
Both,
golfer?
both.
Favorite golfer. I'm going to shelf that. I'll go with the
Okay.
courses first. Well, for the dog lovers out there, there is a course in the state of Illinois that you can golf with your dog. Do
Really?
you know what it is?
No,
You don't.
I don't.
It's in the northern suburbs, Canal Shores in Evanston.
Interesting.
Ask for Dan Bulf if you ever want to do a pet-friendly fundraiser. Great course, 9 holes. There's no par 5s. Not that that's a good or bad thing. You actually get to hit your shot over a couple, I wouldn't call them rivers or streams, maybe a ravine, they have waterways through there, and it's kind of off the downtown area. Secretly, might be a good place to park for a Northwestern game because they have their parking lot there. But it is a dog-friendly 9-hole course in Evanston. Great people. Dan Bulf is, I think, the golf director there. But just a nice, easy, quick, short walking course.
Interesting.
So yeah, Canal Shores is fun. I had the chance to golf in Aruba and in a tournament, and they gave us each, I kid you not, like 6 sleeves of balls. I said, we're not that bad. Like, we don't need. And they said, oh, just wait. And it was amazing to me to see the ball head up, and we could see kind of the end of the island, and literally it would go like 40 yards in one direction just with the wind. So straight shot, disappeared, and it was all, which no one would predict, a lot of cacti, or I hate the word cactuses, but cacti. And rough terrain in Aruba, depending on if they have a drought or not. One of the lakes had dried up, and you could see what appeared to be thousands of golf balls that had been lost in a previous lake that's now dried up. which obviously is the message of our company, that if it's eco-friendly and lands in the lake, you won't cry about it at night. But I loved seeing a course in Aruba, and then here locally, I think Illinois has great courses, all of them. They're beautiful. They're very well kept considering our weather challenges. But yeah, Canal Shores is a fun one. I'm going to give a shout out to them. Bring your dog. They hate geese on the course. The dogs scare the geese away. So
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you'll just have to bring your own doggy poop bag.
Yes,
so it's
bring
not
your poop
geese.
bags. Bring your dog. Quick course. A lot of fun. I love Robert Black. It's a Chicago Park District course, very close to Canal Shores. Again, very inexpensive, fun 9-hole course in Chicago, or Greater Chicago.
And then the eco-friendly part. I don't know if I touched on it on the show, and we spoke about it before the show.
Yes.
So you guys are the most eco-friendly, or you're one of the.
I guess I'm going to speak very generalized.
Okay.
Unfortunately, golf balls are no longer manufactured in the U.S. due to cost. So all of the manufacturing of golf balls are mostly in Asia Pacific or Asia. Many of the balls that you know and love, the brands that we've tested and that are being tested coming out of China are testing for lead. Not all of them, but they are, and other harmful minerals and chemicals. So our ball, Dixon is they've been making golf balls for years now. The center is earth salts, so they break down like a regular golf ball, but there's no harmful chemicals or metals inside the ball to hurt the environment. Over 4 million golf balls hit the landfills, and that's a small. I'm going low on my numbers, so I don't get in trouble. But at least 4 million hit the landfills in the U.S. If you can only imagine how many are lost in the woods or the waterways. The Loch Ness Monster is in Scotland, correct?
Scotland.
The lake, I guess it's good luck to hit your ball in the lake in Scotland. Hit a golf ball into the lake for luck. They have tested that lake, and there is such a high level of lead that nothing
why they have a
can
monster there.
live in that lake, even the monster. So the golf balls
Are
will
you saying the
affect-
monster is false? It's a
No,
lie?
I'm just saying there's enough lead that, if anything's going to kill it, it might be the lead. But
The lead.
We do have a problem right now with the quality control of golf balls. Not to say the golf ball isn't high quality, but the ingredients used globally are not things that the U.S. is very fond of. So,
Interesting.
our ball
Very
will
cool.
not hurt
The environment.
the earth, and it is the only recyclable golf ball in North America.
Very cool.
So you can recycle it.
That
I'll
is
show you a
awesome.
box. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
get my-
let's
I'm
see a
gonna
box.
get my golf.
Yeah. Let's see
No,
the box.
I'll tell you, I play a lot of fundraiser golf tournaments throughout the year,
Yeah.
and probably 60% of them has a Dixon rep, typically on a par 3
Yep, we do a
for
par 3
closest to the
challenge.
pin, or a long drive on a par 5
Yeah.
or a wide par 4. So I have hit the Dixon golf ball in the past, and I think the performance of it is quite amicable.
Yes.
So
Well, we are in the Guinness Book of World Records this year for speed off the tee. We also are in the longest distance kind of category as far as the tournament level. A lot of people, you've got your two big players right now, Titleist and Callaway, great products. But as far as the green message, like for example, Evanston as a city went green, so Canal Shores only sells our golf balls, which is very
that's
exciting.
cool.
And then for all the branding entrepreneurs out there, if you want to put your logo on a golf ball that doesn't hurt the environment, we beat all of the competition in wholesale pricing. So you can call me and put your logo on a ball
Very
for a
cool.
tournament, and the minimum order, similar to the pants, is 12, but it's 12 dozen. So if you order 12 dozen, then the artwork is at no charge, which is exciting.
That is very, very
It's
cool.
fun. And a golf ball with a logo.
Can I show?
Yes, please. A golf ball with a logo will touch, on average, 5 golfers before it meets its end. So your brand should and will be seen, unless the golfers can not lose their balls, will be seen by at least 5 people. There you go.
Johnny, you know I can juggle.
You can,
I
no, you
can't
cannot.
juggle.
You better
I
not.
can, but I
Can
don't
you?
want to
No,
break
you can't
stuff. I
hear.
swear. Oh, I don't want to juggle here.
But yeah,
Oh,
they're
no,
John's
it's
like,
on
please,
now.
please don't. You want me to juggle?
If you say you can,
I want to see
absolutely.
this.
I've been juggled in years.
Oh, he's already backing it up.
No,
uh-huh.
I'm not backing out of this thing.
Hey,
Whoa.
everybody.
Whoa. Well,
hey, whoa.
We have
that was-
extras.
I think you should do it standing.
Oh.
There you go.
He likes playing with my Dixon balls, folks. Check it out. There you go. Yeah, the CEO didn't really think that one through. Sometimes we say that.
Yeah.
My daughter came home one day and was making fun of me for, which she does all the time. She goes, "Ha ha, Mom sells Dixon balls." I'm like, no, the company's name is
Dixon
Dixon, and we're not from Dixon, Illinois. It's from Tempe, Arizona, but it's a great product. It's fun. And thank you for having seen our challenges. I believe we are at a lot of veteran events as well.
Yes.
And
And I have won a few closest to the pins with the Dixon golf ball.
Yeah, well, we got if you land, the challenge right now, you hit your ball, you hit our ball, we think ours is better. Either one lands on the green, you win a sleeve of balls. And wait, I'm going to say one more thing. I'm going to bring out my little postcard.
Sure.
We have never paid. There we go. We have
Pension
never.
back.
Oh my God. We have never paid for print advertising. We have a couple ambassadors. One from the show Hercules, and the other is. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on it right now. I'll think of it. Don Cheadle. He's one of our non-paid endorsers. He is a global ambassador for the environment, and he golfs so much that he called our CEO and said, "I probably need to golf with a green golf ball because golf is not really an environmental category with all the watering of the lawns and things."
Yeah.
But he is one of our biggest fans and supporters. And then Kevin Sorbo from the show Hercules, he is also a huge golfer, and he did a lot of our videos for us as a nice gesture to our CEOs. But when they both called, William and Dane in Arizona thought it was like a prank call, and they didn't believe it. They're like, Don Cheadle's not on the phone. So it was this whole ridiculous thing. But we have been written about in Golf Digest, even though we've never paid to be in the magazine. And with the Dixon Challenge, all the golfers get a 1-year subscription to Golf Digest just for playing the game. And obviously, it's not anything where you give your credit card number and you're roped into 60 months of nonsense. It's literally just a 1-year subscription. They can add it to their existing subscription, and it's exciting to see Golf Digest support us when we have not paid to be in the magazine. But they've written about us, so it's fun.
That is awesome.
And we have over 5% of the market share in the golf ball world.
Those are some A-list dudes.
They are. Yeah, Don Cheadle has done a bunch of videos on YouTube. One is the Golf Gods, and they make fun of various problems with your golf swing, so you should check that out. It's called the Golf Gods.
I got to start at the very bare bottom and learn how to golf.
Yes.
But I have an obsessive personality, so I have a feeling that I'm going to get obsessed with it and then take it to a totally different level. Aaron, and I think, John, we're like 2 minutes from being done.
we're good.
This is crazy. We could just keep going on and on and on.
Absolutely.
Anything, any plans, anything exciting coming up with Pantemonium that we should know about, that people should know about?
So we've got some fundraising efforts we're doing with some major nationwide nonprofits, military nonprofits.
Okay.
So keep your ears peeled for those announcements that are coming out. I'll keep them a little hush right now.
Okay.
But we've got some staple designs that we are releasing. So if someone wants to have a non-branded design, we have those up on our website, pantemonium.com. We do offer them in 12-piece minimums, as it is right now. So if you got someone who's organizing a golf trip and has 12 or 24 or
bachelor party
or a
16,
wedding party.
You want to get people outfitted with some pretty awesome looking product that wears great, and especially if it's in the hotter days, you're going to be wearing the most comfortable product you can. We have those products available online for purchase. Retail pricing for our pants is $89, and that's customized with your logo or one of our staple designs, and nobody can touch that price point.
I mean, these things are worth it. I mean, this is not. This is
they'll probably last
really
like 100.
Nice, yeah, this
like
is
over 100
really
washes.
Nice pants.
Yeah, they're great pants.
Yep.
Yeah, these are amazing. Very cool. And let John and I know, because there is a element of what we do on WheelHouse where we want to help pitch and support as many charities as we can.
Absolutely.
We just got done with helping out with a charity that was doing a charity boxing event in Chicago for Big Brothers Big Sisters, so mentorship to inner city youth kids. But yeah, please let John and I know. I know it's hush hush now, but let us know. One thing we want to do is kind of towards the end of summer, get all of our guests back together. We're going to do kind of like a big event in Chicago, have everybody hang out. We got somebody who's going to help us set
find
this
the
event
venue
up.
and the food and the liquor.
This is perfect.
We've already got all the alcohol.
Because John and I would have, it would have been me, John, and like 3 people standing around like, oh, a lot of people showed up.
Nice. Oh, I didn't answer the one question. Bubba Watson. I love that he doesn't have any formal training.
Yeah.
Hits the ball the way he wants, doesn't care. It's kind of, I think, people, yes, you should get lessons, but it's nice to see golfers that just do it the way they want and really are good at it. So.
Maybe I just take a swing and I become good at it.
Just figure it out.
No, very, very unlikely. But yeah, we do want to help out however we can, get the message out. So as soon as that happens, let us know. We are out of time. I mean, this happens.
Oh man,
this happens quickly. And we might have to switch this to a 90-minute or a 2-hour segment because we run out pretty quickly. So thank you so much for coming on. We do have guests come back on quite often.
Absolutely.
So I'd love to have
see
both
how
of
many
you guys
likes
on.
I get them. Then maybe they'll invite
No,
me back.
no,
like everybody needs to like this page right now.
Right now. Everybody,
so I can come back.
That was like a perfect bump and set. Guys, if you're listening and you are listening off of my page or John's page or their pages, if you haven't liked AE Wheelhouse, please like it, share us, love us. Leave us comments. We really appreciate all the love and all the nice comments we've been getting the last 2-3 months now that we've been doing this. I hope you guys love the content. We're having a lot of fun doing this. We got amazing guests on, and I'm taking up a new sport now. I'm going to start golfing. I've golfed a couple times. We're going to get John to golf in his short shorts. Somebody, by the way, John,
3
Tim
inches.
said yes to John's short shorts.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe with some
boy.
LA tan splashed on it. We'll call
Yeah.
Nick Patel
We'll
at
spray
LA
tan
Tan
him.
and get him sprayed up.
Yeah, we'll
spray him
spray tan
up.
him.
We're gonna Nick Patel will spray tan him at LA Tan as per me, and then we'll put the shorty shorts on him.
We're going to have the Wheelhouse Pantemonium shorts on John.
Or Lindsay at
Yeah, this
European
whole thing's going
Wax Center
sideways
could like
real
wax
fast.
him. We could wax him and
wax
and
There's
spray
a,
him.
now there's a
yeah.
show.
Oh yeah.
There's a show.
Lindsay will wax him right here.
We'll bring Lindsay on the show. We're
We
going to
should.
wax John.
Oh, geez,
Yep.
look, we're out of time.
Perfect.
This is
I got so many
insane.
people that could help John.
This is
Yeah.
so
Oh,
perfect.
yeah, yeah.
We're going to do a full makeover on
Yes.
John's show.
Yes.
Yeah, Aaron's never coming back.
highlights.
This-
Yeah.
highlights.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Next Wednesday is 4th of July, so we will not be here. We're skipping a week.
Yeah.
So the following Wednesday, we got some great guests. I think is the 11th. Yeah, 4 plus
Correct.
7 is 11. July 11th, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Central. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you have any questions for our guests, put them in the comment section. And then
Hey,
again, yeah.
Before we go,
Yep, yep.
though, because we've got a couple more pairs of pants.
Let me
can you-
show
Yeah,
them.
show 'em the
Can you
pants.
hold them up.
Oh, they're.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that we show them all.
You need help over there
Maybe
with your arms?
my T-Rex
Here.
arms. You got
Those
one?
are very
See
cool.
the pants? Can you
I like
see
the
pants?
hashtags.
Yeah,
those
yeah.
are
So the
very cool.
hashtags were a sample that we did just to really show the capability of the printing and the colorations that we're able to do and how sharp we're able to print on the micropoly material. So
It's cool. It's very, very cool.
The colors are amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
when you look at the flowers, the quality of like the actual print is amazing.
It's almost
And
like
the
you can
feel.
smell them.
Huh? You can like I'm seeing like because I watch for questions. You can see like my face through the
Nice.
pants.
He's peeking through the pants.
Peeking through the pants.
Nice.
My buttons
Nice.
are
Yeah, he's
buttoned up.
unbuttoning his shirt,
I'm
peeking
unbuttoning my shirt.
through the pants.
This is like time to go, John.
Yeah.
Yes.
Buttons
I
are
think
popping.
so.
You can see me through pants. Had a lot of fun today. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, July 11th. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you. Yay.
cheers.
Happy 4th of July in 3, 2, 1.